I had no idea that being a stay-at-home mom was the most dangerous thing that I could possibly do for the people that I loved more than anything else in this world.
If you're a stay-at-home mom or you plan to be a stay-at-home mom, you need to watch this video, okay? Hey beautiful people, how you are doing today? Take Care of Destiny here and welcome back to my channel. How you are doing? Hope you guys are doing great. This video is the part 2 of the video I posted earlier on today. So if you want to get the full context of this video, go check out that video, hear her story, and then come back and check out this video, okay? This woman who shared a story about how she ended a 24-year-old marriage and how she started life from scratch, how she and her children was homeless automatically after ending the marriage and all that, how she was broke and all that. And after the woman shared that story, she has gone on this campaign online, just literally telling stay-at-home mom not to be stay-at-home mom, literally telling mothers not to be a full-time housewife, not to be a stay-at-home mom. They should go out there and secure the bag. This has struck a bigger conversation because, hey, anyway guys, let's go hear some of the things she was saying about stay-at-home moms and then we'll talk.
When I talk about the dangers of being a stay-at-home mom, the biggest comment that I get from stay-at-home moms is that time with their children is absolutely irreplaceable, and they'd rather have that than their career, their education, financial security, etc. Cool, me too. And when my son was 8 years old, my daughter was 14 years old, and then I had an 18-year-old daughter who was living out of state, that was completely financially dependent on me for everything. She was finishing up her senior year in high school, and a son who was in pre-med school and college. 4 kids, financially dependent on me at age 44. I became homeless in their entire life. My son literally knows to ask if this is the last time this week that we can buy a jug of milk. Is that all the milk, Mom? Are we buying new milk this week, or is that it? My kids learned really quick to check the bread to make sure that it wasn't moldy from the food bank. And they knew who to call when I had pushed my gas tank to the limit and we ran out in the middle of an intersection and needed to be rescued because I did not have any money in the bank to put gas in that car. And it's really sad to look back on all of the times that I made smoothies for my kids and did little play groups and made sure that they were in the best schools and made sure that their lives were safe and happy and magical and I was there for them, not realizing that that very act of becoming a stay-at-home mom would destroy our world years later when I went through a very unexpected divorce. I had no idea that being a stay-at-home mom was the most dangerous thing that I could possibly do for the people that I loved more than anything else in this world. But it sure was a magical time while the ride lasted. Thanks for being here, and I'm sorry that you think that I'm overreaching on my constant comments and videos about being a stay-at-home mom, but the data supports that it is the most financially risky thing that an adult human being can currently do in the United States of America. And just from my personal life, I cannot even tell you how many of my friends and family have been devastated by midlife divorces like mine. I'm almost 50 years old. The fact is, there is not an adult human in the world who should ever put themselves in a position where they are financially dependent on another human being. And of course, everybody who becomes a stay-at-home mom does it on the expectation that they're going to have the best possible outcome. They're planning for the marriage to last a very long time. They're planning to grow old together, but that's one of only 3 possible outcomes. The marriage can be lifelong, the partner can decease at some point during the marriage, and the marriage can terminate. Stats show right now that between 50 and 60% of marriages do end in divorce. But when I get in my car, I don't plan for the best possible outcome. I don't plan for the fact that I'm going to get from point A to point B and be totally safe. We have airbags, I always put my seatbelt on, and I drive safely, and we have insurance. We have planned responsibly for the best case and worst case scenarios, not because I think I'm going to be in an accident every time I get in, but because I know that stats show that I will at some point. So if my own marriage had lasted for my whole life, then I would have had retirement and life insurance and savings and all kinds of different assets and things like that. But because he cheated on me and I divorced his butt, I was then reliant on either my job skills. Again, I didn't have an education past 19 years old. I had never worked outside of our family businesses, or dependent on alimony and child support, which we do not collect. This month I have had 0. He is months and months behind, and he was deficient about $32,000 a year ago. Or, I don't know, charity, food stamps, good vibes, GoFunds. So I'm not saying that people shouldn't be stay-at-home moms. I'm saying that if you're going to be a stay-at-home mom, you have to prepare for the 50 to 60% likelihood that that marriage is going to end at some point, or the much smaller but still important likelihood that that partner is going to decease. I do other videos too on the power imbalance, the dynamic that caused in my relationship because I was a perpetual child who never got to mature by being out and self-actualizing in the world, and I still act like I'm a 19-year-old girl because I spent my entire life at home with kids. That's completely irrelevant to the topic at hand. They're still, I guess, irrelevant but important. So maybe you'd like me to clarify just a little bit. I'm not saying like everybody shouldn't drive a car because you're going to be in an accident, and I'm not saying that everybody shouldn't be a stay-at-home mom because it's dangerous. But I am saying nobody should ever be a stay-at-home mom irresponsibly. It has the potential to destroy the rest of your life. Realizing that very act of becoming a stay-at-home mom would destroy our world.
She goes on to say how she went through an unexpected divorce and then became homeless. And that is why I am on this app preaching to women to make sure that they take care of themselves financially, because none of us expect to go through a divorce. There is no way in hell you could have ever told me that me and my ex-husband were not going to do life together. Absolutely no way. And when he did what he did, and I was like, I can't do this with you, and we ended up divorced, like there is no way that you would have, no way you could have told me that he was going to treat me the way that he treated me. No way. So the men in my comments, like, y'all can kick rocks because y'all are great until you're not. Hell, some of y'all are never great. Some of y'all are just fucking mediocre. To be perfectly honest with you, your mediocre husbands, your mediocre friends, your mediocre fathers, your mediocre y'all are just very mediocre motherfuckers. Okay? And so the vast majority of y'all that are in my comment section are substandard. Like whatever the standard is, y'all are way below the bar. So you cannot say anything to me, because also in my comment section are a bunch of women saying, yeah, the same thing happened to me. I went through a divorce. I was financially insecure. He did not do that he should have done, either for me or for the kids. And I ended up destitute. So that's why I'm on this app preaching to women. Make sure that you are financially stable on your own. Do not have a whole bunch of kids. And if you are with a man that's sucking the life out of you, you're better off doing it alone.
Very act of becoming a stay-at-home mom would destroy our world years later.
Now, I'm not here for fear-mongering, but I also want us to be very realistic about what turns our life may take, especially when your life is dependent on another human being. I became a stay-at-home mom 6 years ago, and for the first 3 years, I just was oblivious. My husband, my man's gonna take care of this. My man knows the bills. My man. I literally knew nothing about what ran my household. And it was cute, but the older I get, the more I realize that man may not be around, God forbid. And then what do I look like? Ladies, know the finances in your house. And 2, find a skill set that you can monetize from home. How many basketball wives get left and they are evicted because they have no money? I would not be that person.
Thanks for being here, and I'm sorry that you think that I'm overreaching on my constant.
Y'all, please go back and watch her video. Essentially, she's encouraging women who are mothers that elect to be stay-at-home mothers to be stay-at-home mothers responsibly. Now, I want to echo much of what she's saying. Now, please keep in mind, I'm not trying to tell anyone how to live their life, all right? Do what works well for you and your family. But like she said, I do think it's important that people are responsible, informed, as well as prepared. So I'm going to get a little personal with y'all. I hope that's okay. And this is not my normal content. So when I met my husband, I was a single parent. I had 2 toddlers. Now, keep in mind, I'd always worked. Unfortunately, in this situation, I found myself homeless. And fast forward, he and I were eventually able to secure housing together. Now, I was financially illiterate. Although I'd always worked, I was financially illiterate and I didn't have any credit. So he carried our family with his credit score. So I ended up getting a new vehicle, and I wasn't able to put my name on it because the interest rate would have been much higher with my name on it because of my poor credit. So the loan was in his name, but I paid for it. And I began to notice this pattern emerge of when we would argue, he would always threaten to take the vehicle back. And legally, he was authorized to do that. So, but it didn't stop there. We eventually moved to Georgia and he purchased a home, and the home was in his name. And like I said, I'd always worked, and so I was contributing to the household financially. But this pattern of him threatening to take stuff back from me, it escalated to him threatening to kick me out of the house. And it really hurt, and it gave me a lot of anxiety. So I started to work on my credit, because while I'm okay with duking a lot of stuff out, I'm not okay with subjecting my children to it. So I worked on my credit, got it up, and I was able to purchase a home in 2017. And I say all of that to just really highlight the power imbalance that existed in our relationship. And because I was not doing what was necessary to prepare myself, I was, subjecting myself and my children to whatever kind of treatment he threw at us. And the more that power imbalance, I balanced out that power imbalance, and I was able to advocate for myself, it really uncovered a lot of stuff within our marriage. And so if you don't do nothing else, please take heed to the advice that she's offering in her video. I know being a stay-at-home mother is not an easy job, but I do think it's unfair when you're with someone like that who will use that to control you as well as the marriage. And so I would just hate for anyone to ever be in that situation. But yeah.
Realizing that very act of becoming a stay-at-home mom would destroy our world.
Wow, there is nothing like living a lesson. So this woman says, when she talks about her experience of being a stay-at-home mom and basically how that led to the destruction of her life, when she got an unexpected divorce, she and her children became homeless. And she's talking about now how they, know how to deal with food insecurity and things like that. She's basically saying the time where she was being a stay-at-home mom, making the smoothies, doing the fun projects and all the craft shit and whatnot was not worth it. And the women who come in her comments who are like, oh, well, I would rather have this time than like financial security or my career or whatever, because you can't get this time back. She's like, yeah, you can't get this time back, and you don't know what it's going to cost you in the future. This is it. Like, whenever women start talking about real financially, when we start talking about the actual cost, how women do end up homeless, how women are taken for a ride in divorce court. It's not this magical MRA fantasy where women get alimony and child support. Actually, divorce is the thing that endangers women the most financially. And actually, that just goes to show how necessary it still is, because even knowing this, women still go for it because marriage is so awful. Like, this is what I need women to stop with all these Barbie fairy tale princess dreams of, oh, I want a partner. Do you? Do you really want a partner? Because this is what partnership looks like for a lot of women in the developed world, okay? As I continually say to you all, you don't want a marriage. You want the fantasy of a marriage you've been sold. And I'm not here to criticize you for that, because a lot of times we are intentionally being kept from the truth because they want you to reproduce and continue to uphold, American hegemony. They want you to produce more workers. They want you to keep the system going and whatnot. But if you pull your head out of the sand and look at the reality of life, you don't want any of this. And I hate that every time somebody brings up real facts, people have an emotional answer. Oh, what about the time? I'm sure this woman would rather have worked. And, it's not like you're not going to spend time with your children. You're still going to see them, and had the base of security, because what being a stay-at-home mom does is it really makes you very vulnerable. As this woman was so brave to share, this can often be the outcome. And it doesn't matter if the guy is very wealthy or whatever. I mean, look at Dwayne Wade's first wife. Your husband can be in the freaking NBA. It doesn't mean you're going to get paid what you deserve. It doesn't mean you're going to retain your children. Look at Betty Broderick. Look at all these men. They will take your children just out of revenge and bitterness, and your life can still be destroyed. So
Please go down in the comment section and share your thought, because that's what we do here. We have amazing conversations. So go down in the comment section and share your thought. But please keep it respectfully. You don't have to disrespect anybody for you to air your opinion. So let's be respectful down in the comment section like we always do. I want to say a big thank you to you guys on this channel. You guys are amazing. The way we have conversation down in the comment section, I'm just like, I'm grateful for you guys. Like, really matured, like, Thank you guys so much for keeping it really mature down in the comment section. So for me personally, do I agree with this woman? 100% yes, I totally agree with this woman. A lot of women choose to live their life in their hands of their husband, like living the fate of their life in their hands of a husband. And a 24 years old married, like I said in the other video, is a long time for someone to, that's a whole life. Okay, sorry guys, it's really windy here. That's a whole life that she just press the restart button and start. And if you as a woman, you're not able to secure yourself, you're not able to know who you are outside your marriage, is a thing. People will say, oh, you know what, you have to be there for your children. I'm one of those people that believe like I have to be there for my children. My friends, they call me a psycho mom because I'm that mother that want to be hands-on 100% with a child. Like I seriously have serious anxiety attack leaving kids with other people. So that is me. And when I personally like decided that, you know what, I want to go into my TTC journey and all that, that was when I quit my 9 to 5. But I asked myself, what can I do? I can't depend on my husband 100%. I need to make my own money. So for now, there are so many ways a stay-at-home mom can make money from home and do other things, have businesses from home. You can do it and still be hands-on with your kids. Don't do, even though now I don't have kids, some of you guys don't know, I've been married for 10 years now. I have to think because next month. I'm married for 10 years now and I don't have any kids, but I try to have kids. I've lost a couple of pregnancy and all that. So I get it. That's one of the reasons, like I said before, I left my 9 to 5. So you can actually do both together. You can be that mom that wants to be there for your children, care for your children, because a lot of children, I personally believe that they are being neglected because the parents are out there chasing finances, which is very important. But also, I also believe like being very present in the child's life. So as a stay-at-home mom, have that conscious behavior and ask, okay, now that I'm at home, how can I make money for myself? Because I know people are saying that, oh, you're married, like not everybody's husband is going to leave. Kiniko. I get that. But at the time that I find it really crazy for an individual, another individual called a woman, will live an entire life depending on another person, like just leaving the fate of her life in the hands of another person. That person can disappoint you at any time. That person can pass on at any time. Where do you start from? So I feel like as a stay-at-home mom or a want-to-be stay-at-home mom, get yourself together. Thank God for the internet. Thank God for social media. There are so many things you can do from the comfort of the home. But don't just sit down. And I understand where this woman is coming from. Don't just sit down and rely on your man or your partner. So that if you're staying in that marriage, if you choose to stay in that marriage, you know you're staying in that marriage not because of what you are getting financially from that marriage, but because you want to stay. A lot of women are in relationship where they are just in that marriage, in that relationship, because outside that marriage and that relationship, they don't have a solid ground to stand on. So they rather take a lot of the abuse and a lot of the cheating and all that, because they don't even know themselves outside the marriage and they can't stand alone outside the marriage. So I agree with what she's saying. Women, don't be depending on your partner for just like your needs and all that. Do things for yourself. Protect yourself. Act as if anything goes wrong, can I be there for myself? And this is the thing I always tell me and my friends when we have conversations, like I always tell them that the most important person in your life is you. If you cannot look out for yourself, how can you trust another person to look out for you? For me, that's crazy. If you can't look out for yourself, why will you? If you can't depend on yourself, why will you depend on another person? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. So make yourself that person that you can rely on 24/7. And if you have a partner that is supportive there for you, kudos to you, amazing, but always get your back. Okay, anyway guys, please go down in the comment section and share your thought. Love to know what you think about this conversation, so please go down in the comment section and share your thought. With that all said, please keep it respectful. You don't have to disrespect anybody for you to air your opinion. Okay, share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because that's what we do here. We have banging conversation. So go down and share this video with somebody. Okay, please give this video a big thumbs up, smash the like button, because that helps YouTube to push out my content, and that will be supporting your girl. With that all said, guys, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Okay, I will see you guys in my next video. Deuces.